Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're getting into a book with a title that honestly says it all: The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins.
It really does.
And in a world that feels, packed with complicated financial advice, all this jargon, risky schemes, Collins basically asks, is there actually a straightforward path, a simple way for almost anyone to reach financial independence?
Yeah, and that question hit hard when the book came out in 2016. Remember, this was still fairly soon after the 2008 crash.
Right. People were definitely skeptical.
Exactly. Skeptical of the old systems, looking for control, for clarity. And you had the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, really starting to bubble up.
Ah, good point.
Collins' book just landed perfectly in that moment. It
Yeah.
gave people that accessible, kind of no-nonsense guidance they were searching for.
And I think part of its charm, its relatability, is where it came from, isn't it? He wasn't writing as some Wall Street guru.
Not at all.
He wrote it as letters to his daughter, just trying to make investing less intimidating, less complex for her. And you can really feel that intention.
Absolutely. That sort of direct, almost fatherly advice. It hasn't aged. I mean, think about today's economy. Inflation worries, markets doing their usual roller coaster thing.
Yeah, uncertainty is kind of the norm now.
Right. And Collins' focus on simplicity, on the long game, it just cuts through all that noise. It's practical, it's actionable, and it helps you, ride out those market swings with a bit more calm.
So for you listening, our goal in this deep dive is pretty clear. We want you to get a really solid handle on Collins' minimalist approach to building wealth. We'll break down the practical steps you can actually use, maybe even spark a bit of a mindset shift about financial freedom. We're talking compound interest, why index funds are such a big deal for him. And we'll definitely get into his concept of FU money.
That always gets people's attention.
It does. So, okay, the simple path. Where does he start? What are the absolute basics, the foundations we need before we even think about where to put our money?
He starts right at the bedrock. First up, the power of compound interest. Collins uses this great analogy of a tree growing over time.
I like that.
Yeah, it eventually provides shade, fruit. But the real kicker isn't just that it works. It's that starting early is everything. Waiting even a few years can cost you massively down the road. It's the quiet engine, Needs feeding and patience.
Okay, so time is key. What else?
Next, and this is huge for him, live below your means. He calls it the cornerstone. It's not about being miserable or depriving yourself.
Right, it's about intention.
Exactly. It's the discipline to spend less than you earn so you actually have money to save and invest. It's choosing future freedom. And then, a big warning. Avoid debt, especially high-interest consumer debt.
Like credit cards.
Exactly. He sees it as just eating away at your ability to build wealth. Get rid of it fast and aggressively.
So it's less about fancy financial products initially and more about fundamental habits. But, lots of advice starts there. Why is it so critical for Collins' specific path?
Because without that base, everything else is, kind of pointless, right? If you're pouring money into high-interest debt or spending every penny, you can't invest effectively. It's like building on sand.
Makes sense.
Collins argues success isn't about complexity, it's discipline in these basics. Then, once that's solid, you move to his core investment strategy. And this is where he really champions index funds over individual stocks.
Okay, let's unpack that. Why index funds? He mentions VTSAX a lot.
Yeah, the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. He loves VTSAX because basically it lets you own a tiny piece of the entire U.S. stock market.
All in one go.
Pretty much. Super diversified, super low cost, easy. He hammers this home in Chapter 5, keeping it simple. Why index funds rule. He basically argues that trying to pick winning stocks is a waste of time for most people.
So you're not trying to beat the market, just own it.
Exactly. Ride its long-term growth, which is honestly pretty liberating if you find the stock market intimidating. And that ties directly into his emphasis on the long-term perspective. A huge part of this is understanding market volatility. Markets go up, markets go down. It's normal.
It doesn't feel normal when it's dropping, though.
No, it doesn't. But Collins, especially in Chapter 4, the market always goes up, stresses that panic selling is the enemy. You need to zoom out, look at the historical trend, which is upward, and just stay the course.
So simplicity helps there, too. Fewer decisions, less stress.
Precisely. Keep it simple, reduce the urge to tinker, tune out the daily noise, let the market do its thing over decades.
Okay, so we have the foundation, the investment vehicle, but then he introduces this term, FU money. It sounds aggressive, but what's the real idea behind it?
It is provocative, isn't it? But the core idea, which he explores in Chapters 8 and 9, isn't just about having money. It's about buying freedom.
Freedom from what?
Freedom to walk away from a job you hate, a bad situation, anything that doesn't align with your values. It's having enough savings that you are in control, not your circumstances.
It's powerful. It's about options.
It's the ultimate option. It reduces stress, boosts satisfaction, lets you shape your life. It's about having choices. Then, related to that, he introduces the 4% rule in Chapter 7.
Right, for retirement withdrawals.
Yeah, it's a guideline. The idea is you can withdraw about 4% of your portfolio each year, and historically, it's likely to last without running out of money. It provides a target for how much you actually need.
And I assume an emergency fund fits in here somewhere.
Absolutely crucial. A separate stash of cash. So if life throws you a curveball job loss, medical bill, you don't have to sell your investments at potentially the worst time. It protects the long-term plan.
It seems like Collins is really pushing for a whole new way of thinking about money, not just managing it. What's that core mindset shift he wants?
It's fundamental. In Chapter 2, Set Your Mind, and Chapter 10, How to Think About Money, he really emphasizes the psychology. Success isn't just math. It's about being intentional.
How so?
It's about overcoming fear and greed, those natural human tendencies that wreck investment plans. And crucially, seeing money not as the goal itself, but as a tool.
A tool to build the life you want.
Exactly. A tool for achieving your goals. His whole argument boils down to this. Financial independence isn't luck. It's attainable through discipline, simple strategies, live below your means, invest consistently in low-cost index funds, and stay focused on the long term.
So, moving beyond the mechanics, the how-tos,
Sure.
are there deeper themes running through the book? What's the bigger picture he's painting?
Oh, absolutely. There's a real philosophy there. A major theme is financial independence through simplicity. It's almost a statement against complexity itself, suggesting that real financial success is open to anyone who just embraces a straightforward, consistent path. It removes the anxiety.
I can see that. Less guesswork, less stress.
For sure. And another theme is frugality and conscious spending. Again, not about pinching every penny until it screams, but about making deliberate choices.
Spending money on what actually matters to you.
Precisely. Aligning your spending with your long-term goals. That's the foundation for freedom, making your money work for your life, not the other way around. And he makes these ideas stick using really relatable personal anecdotes, especially about his daughter.
Right, the letters format.
Yeah, it makes complex stuff feel really human. And he uses powerful symbols. The simple path itself is a metaphor for clarity, and FU money becomes this potent symbol of freedom and security.
It feels like these ideas, simplicity, intentional spending, long-term view, they probably resonate beyond just investing, right?
Totally. They tap into universal desires, I think. Stability, control, peace of mind. It's about empowerment through understanding your finances and making strategic choices. That appeals pretty broadly, regardless of your background.
When you put Collins's approach next to other financial advice out there, what makes it stand out? Is it truly unique?
It really stands out for its relentless focus on simplicity and passive index funds. It aligns perfectly with people like John Bogle, the Vanguard founder.
The father of index investing.
Exactly. Now, you compare it to something like Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin. They share the goal of financial independence, definitely.
But the focus is different.
Yeah, Your Money or Your Life is maybe broader, more about transforming your whole relationship with earning and spending, aligning it with life energy. Collins is much more laser-focused on the investment strategy. How do you actually invest the money you save simply and effectively? That sharp focus is its signature.
Okay, so we get the principles, the philosophy. Let's get practical. For someone listening right now, how do we actually do this stuff? What are the concrete actions Collins wants us to take?
He's very clear on the actions. Number one, invest in low-cost index funds, like VTSAX, consistently. That's the engine.
Set it and almost forget it.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Number two, focus on financial independence as the goal. Saving isn't just saving, it's actively buying your freedom. That reframes the whole thing mentally.
Changes the motivation.
Big time. Then, the non-negotiables we mentioned. Avoid debt and establish an emergency fund. Protect your plan. And the ongoing action, live below your means. That conscious spending creates the fuel for your investments. It's a continuous practice.
So what does that look like day to day? How do we make this part of our routine without it feeling like a massive chore?
He's big on automation. Set up regular, automatic contributions to your investment accounts. Take the decision out of it each month. Pay yourself first, automatically.
Frictionless investing.
Exactly. Then, you have to track spending. Seriously, you can't improve what you don't measure. Find out where the money is actually going so you can find places to save more.
That can be an eye-opener.
Oh, always. And finally, keep learning. Ongoing financial education and goal review. Spend a little time, maybe monthly, learning more, checking if your goals have changed, making sure your plan still fits you, like a financial checkup.
Okay. And are there any specific exercises or like reflection prompts he suggests to help us get a grip on our own situation?
Yeah, a few really useful ones. First, calculate your net worth regularly. Assets minus liabilities. It's your financial snapshot. Tracks progress.
Gives you a baseline.
Second, do a detailed spending analysis. Maybe track everything for a month. It forces you to see where the leaks are, where you can trim. And third, a periodic investment review. Just check in. Does your portfolio still match your goals, your tolerance for risk? He uses stories and examples throughout the book to show why these work, which makes it much easier to connect with.
All right, we've covered a lot. If we had to boil it down, what's the single biggest takeaway? The core message you want listeners to really grab onto from Collins?
It's that genuine financial independence isn't some complicated secret. It's achievable through simplicity and discipline, mainly by consistently investing long-term in low-cost index funds. And it redefines wealth. It's not just about piling up money. It's about freedom, peace of mind. The FU money.
So the mindset shift is key.
Absolutely. It's empowering. Take control. Understand your finances. Prioritize freedom over just stuff. It's about redefining what financial success even means to you.
So who is this book really for, and what's the big aha moment you hope people listening might have?
Honestly, it's for almost anyone who feels overwhelmed by finance. Total beginners, or even people who've been investing but feel stressed or confused by it all. It's for anyone who wants to feel empowered, not intimidated.
And the aha.
The aha is realizing you don't need complex strategies or secret tips. You need consistency, patience, and trust in a few simple, proven principles applied over time. That's it. That's the path.
Collins's path is simple, yeah, but it hinges on that consistency and really believing in the market's long-term growth. So as you think about maybe taking this path, a question to reflect on is how much are you willing to trust those historical trends? And maybe more immediately, what's just one small step you'll take this week to start personalizing this simple, powerful advice for your own journey?
Great question to end on.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.